Piaggio steps up its backwards-leaning-trike game ahead of MY 2018 with brushed-up looks and a brand-new 350cc engine. The larger engine replaces the 300 and promises greater performance to go with its urbanite looks and unique front suspension system that delivers a safe and stable ride without sacrificing the feeling of flight that makes leaning into the corners so much fun. Electronic safety features bolster the inherent stability of the Delta-trike, designed to make the MP3 as safe as possible, and Piaggio seems to have accomplished that with a trifecta of features that work together to provide overlapping safety nets. Think I'm overstating it? I don't think that is possible with this ride. The headlights come split with individual brows that give the MP3 a face of sorts, and it is topped by a tall, smoked windshield that comes vented to reduce turbulence with a 3-position adjuster that lets you dial it in for comfort. Short standoffs mount the new LED turn signals, and that gets matched by the rear blinkers for excellent visibility to the surrounding traffic. Behind the glass, the instrument cluster gets a brow of its own to shield against glare, and a minimal handlebar fairing cleans up the bars quite nicely without going overboard with too much bulk, even with the built-in handguards. The steering column sports a helmet hook down before opening up to about a half a step through that is sure to make mounting easier than on a proper motorcycle, but still manages to ruin the handy cargo space between the feet. A proper tubular steel underframe supports the structure, and of course, the front suspension is a technological marvel that articulates each of the front wheels independently of the other while keeping them parallel, if not on the same plane. The result is a supple suspension system that provides both stability and agility. It's no wonder why the original MP3 was so well received in areas that still have cobblestone streets. The dual front wheels and sensitive suspension maintains its grip on the road, even under adverse conditions. Yeah, it's a huge boon for safety, and the factory doubles down on that angle with an ABS feature that provides another layer of traction protection. Each front wheel bears a wave-cut, 258mm brake disc and integrated caliper that shares pressure with the other anchors for balanced brake effort and even more stability assurance. Cast trims mount the 110/70/13 front hoops and the 140/60/14 rear. And of course, since it's a scooter, the rear wheel bolts to a swing mount drive unit that uses the engine and transmission as a stressed unit that replaces the swing gun. Coil over shocks support both ends, but there's nothing in the way of higher suspension tweaks to be found. An all-new engine drives the MP3 350 this year, and the new mill runs a modern and clean, 4-stroke, liquid-cooled configuration. It replaces the plant in the outgoing MP3 300 with a 78mm bore and 69mm stroke that gives it an actual displacement of 330 cc. Calling it a 350 is close enough for government work. A reed valve in the crankcase uses the pumping action of the piston to evacuate the oil from the cases in a power-saving, dry sump arrangement that also prevents sloshing and the foaming that inevitably follows. A single OHC actuates the 4-valve head with roller tappets to reduce wear and prolong engine life. All good stuff, right? Well, it gets better. A multi-plate, centrifugal clutch couples power to the CVT rather than the typical dry clutch, another wear-saving measure, and the gearbox uses the usual belt and variable pulley system in lieu of actual gears for twist-and-go operation. Power figures are still sketchy. All I have from the factory is a vague claim of over 30 horsepower, but what I do know is that the factory means for you to keep it all under control. In a move rarely seen at this displacement, Piaggio graced the MP3 with an acceleration slip regulation feature. This traction control system provides the final layer of safety net for the rider, and really puts the MP3 over the top for its safety and stability. MSRP is TBA, but it's stablemate. The 500 Sport is topping $9,000. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe.